right, fourth graders, let's talk a little bit about how we make our cacti look more 3D. One of them is going to be shading, but we're not adding shading today. What we're doing today is we're using our contour line drawing skills, and we are going to draw some cacti. So if I'm going to do this type of cactus, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but it is the round cactus. Sometimes they have little flowers at the top here. That looks like a tomato right now. But they have the line down the middle is going to be straight. And then to make the rest of it look like it's curved, all of the lines on this side are going to match this curve. So I'm going to curve. I think they have kind of like a double line. And notice how it kind of curves just like the outside. Now I don't want to do the same curves on this side. That doesn't look right. It has to match the outside line. So I'm gonna fix this and then curve this way. And then ultimately we would add little cactus, little prickles on it, okay? But that was just a practice. Now the big saguaro cactus, the one that's tall and has little arms that go off like that, that type of cactus is the same. Straight line down the middle, and then on this side they curve to match the outside curve. And then on this side they curve to match the outside curve. The arms would do the same, that they curve a little bit more towards the outside. All right, and that is kind of the basic contour line of a cactus here, a cacti. Multiple cactus are called cacti. Now, we're going to be drawing with pencil today. Some of you might get to the point where you are tracing, and we're going to trace with a regular Sharpie and a skinny Sharpie. The skinny Sharpie is going to be great for drawing all the prickles. We are not drawing the prickles with pencil because you do not need to trace all of the prickles. We'll just draw them in with a skinny Sharpie. The skinny Sharpie is also going to be good for when we draw things that are a little further away in the background, because we know that things that are further in the background, we see they're less bold and we see less detail. So the skinny one will work well for that. If you don't get to Sharpie today, that's okay. Now I have this packet with all kinds of different cacti, and there's some different animals. You don't have to draw an animal, fourth graders, but I know that some of you like to challenge yourself, and so I found a couple images of some animals. Feel free to add those if you want. I'm going to draw with a Sharpie. You're going to draw with a pencil. Your paper can go wide or tall. Because we're making deep space in the artwork, tall works for this one, because we're going to go up higher on the paper to do the further away things. But wide works as well too. Wide works a little bit better on my camera, so I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to draw, first I'm going to draw the first chunk of land. All right, and then on this I can add a cactus. Now again, you're drawing with pencil and then you'll trace it, but you can't really see very well if I do it with pencil. Our largest cacti are going to be in this first lowest part of our landscape. Once you have something on that first chunk, we can draw another bit of land and we can start drawing some cacti. But these cacti could be slightly smaller, more medium-sized cactus. They should not be as large as the ones that are lower. And then I want to draw at least 3 different sections of land. I'm adding some mountains in the background, and so I'm using a skinny line for that, because that's really far away. Notice how the cacti and details that I'm adding on this farther away chunk are much smaller. We're showing deep space through that. Now I'm requiring 3 sections of land with different cactus that that are kind of big, medium, and small, that show a variety of sizes, but feel free to go in and add other rocks or plants or animals that make sense in a desert landscape. If you get to the point where you're tracing, we are not drawing any of the prickles of the cactus with pencil. You're only doing that with Skinny Sharpie, just to save everybody's sanity. It would just take too long to trace over pencil lines, and it's really unnecessary. So today you're primarily working with pencil, but if you move to Sharpie, you're going to use both a regular Sharpie and a Skinny Sharpie, and think about what makes sense. What's going to be bold and dark and you need a regular Sharpie? What's far away or small and maybe a Skinny Sharpie would work best for that?